What did you learn about your team? What did you like about your team? And then where do you go from here?
Here's what we'll start off. What I like. It's for our team has been every single game, and they fight to the absolute very end. They believe they're going to win. I believe they're going to win. The coaching staff believes they're going to win. The effort is always there. The belief, the play hard, it's always there. Sidelines are just, there's an energy on the sidelines. I'm very proud of that, just what this team has become, the program has become over the years, to see that type of fight, and Joe, you've been around long enough, and how we've had to grow this program from, I remember 2006 taking it over, only having 4 games on the schedule, minimal scholarshiping, to now you're playing a national top 10 schedule, and you're right there. You're winning you're winning games. Unfortunately you lose one. So I'm always trying to think through what's the next step. And I think right now the next step for us, what I learned about our team, it's effort and great intentions still doesn't say everything's okay. You've got there's that discipline factor that we've talked about what culture is, that, and not discipline in the sense of don't be a renegade. It's more when you're trying to become an elite team. The elite team has a discipline about them with every single play that you're going to play. The player is going to make sure routes are run exactly right, protections are done exactly right. Your role, that whole 11-to-1 ratio that we talk about. When you're performing at a high level, and that goal of being a consistent national level, we need to have 11 guys all the time that are playing that 11-to-1 ratio at a high level. Otherwise, systems and schemes, they just don't work unless somebody's doing that. And so we played an elite football team this week, and they're number 6 in the nation, rightly so. They're a very good football team. We have a very good football team. The challenge is right now is they did their system consistently well for 4 quarters without breakdowns, without observable big breakdowns. We played a solid 4 quarters, but yet when you watch the film, there's some technical breakdowns that we can control, and we have to fix that. We talked after the game about, I'm going to look at the tape and things we got to clean up. I think it's going to be very clear to the team today that of where the next path of our evolution has to go with the program, and that's where we're going to take the athleticism we have, which I think we have a lot of. I think the coach has done a great job recruiting. Going to take the culture we have of, hey, this teamwork, the brotherhood, and we're going to make sure it is knitted together with this discipline factor that's constantly pursuing excellence with that, and everybody can control that.
Up next, you're playing Western Oregon. It's the second time. What have you seen them do differently since you last played them, and what do you think are some of the keys to beating them this second time?
Yeah, watching their film, their quarterback has really taken a more prominent role. They're still they want to run the ball, but you see it's in the quarterback's hands now. He is their team. He is taking great strides. I think he's that guy. We're going to ride it with him, and they're going to count on his arm to hit the tight windows. Their offensive coordinator is probably one of the more creative guys I've ever competed against, all the way back to 2004, and continues to come up with creative schemes every single week. So there will be a play of the week that we haven't seen that he'll come up with, but I think it's all going to be linked back to the quarterback, because he's playing the best football for them right now. And I mean, you can see that they've got a good one there. Defensively, they continue to be big in the trenches. They're very long-armed. Their defensive line always seems to be able to find those long-armed, bigger defensive tackles and ends that try to hold the point very well. So they're getting better. They're at 4-4 right now. They're progressing as a football team. So for us, I think to come back to the answer to the question in totality is that we have to make sure we're the best version of us going into this week. And that best version of us will fit the schemes in that we see that they need, that they're running with. We'll make adaptations and, like always, game plan adjustments to have our own wrinkle of the week, and from there, we've got to make sure that we're prepared to once again play tough GNAC football.
going to go back a little bit off track here, but going back to your talk about the culture of your program, and one of the things that's definitely happened in the last 8 to 10 years is guys who are able to contribute, you get them on the field and you find a way to contribute. It doesn't matter, what year they are, what experience they have. If there's an opportunity for them to contribute, they get on the field. So I guess to this point of the year, who are some guys that have stood out to you? Who are some players that have just earned those opportunities and making a significant impact that at the beginning of the year you didn't know that come week 9 these would be key pieces of your team? Yeah,
that's great, because this every year of college football, you're going to have injuries and you're going to have next man up mentality. This year has been particularly the worst injury-ridden year that we've had in quite a while. So it's really challenged our whole next man up mentality. I'm watching the snap just earlier with the staff. I mean, we've got Alex Benter, Mikey Malapai, 2 true freshmen that are doing prominent roles on the defensive line. You've across the board and all of the, offense, defense, special teams, we're really counting on those guys that, can say, hey, just jump in there now. You got to make sure you're competing now. You may not have been projected as a starter. Matayo Fatuesi, he's a guy who we thought we could grow this year, but now he's in a prominent starting role as a tackle, and he's doing a good job. Eric Esker is doing another great job because of all the injuries we've had in the offensive line. Bryce Grandison goes from being number 4 or 5 on the running back defense or the depth chart, and now he's having a bang-up year. So that's once again, you're just constantly seeing the competitive spirit, the attention to detail, and the growth mindset that permeates the whole program to where, hey, your time's going to come, and when your time comes, make sure you're ready, because, everybody starts saying, hey, one day I'll do this, one day I'll do that. Well, if you're not preparing for that one day, well, someday the one day is going to come, and if you're not ready, that one day is going to be gone forever. And we're having now guys who are prepared for that one day, and their one day is here, and I'm impressed with what they're doing.
And then year over year, how does that continue to add value to the program?
Well, it adds value in that you're developing your roster, and that's the challenge we have at our program is you've really got to maximize your roster. You're not dealing with, we got 5-star, all that. You've got guys who are great football players, and then you've got some guys that you're coming in. Hey man, you're a couple years away. We have to be able to develop talent, and sometimes your couple of years happen today. Sorry, you got to go now. Yeah. I think that's what I really enjoy about this business. Really enjoy best about this where we're at. It's you get a chance to really do the true heart and soul of coaching. And as a football coach, it brings out the best in our staff, because you can't default to, I'll just get the next athlete, I'll just get the next one. You really got to be a teacher here. You really got to know how to see a recruit, have a vision for that recruit, know how to develop that recruit, and know how to uniquely communicate to that individual style of that recruit. You can't cookie cutter a process here. You have to make sure you really get to know the player, and yet the balance is you have this large program that still has to have a macro prescription to it, to where we're going. But there's a uniqueness about our staff to be able to say we're going to individually connect with you and still keep that development process going. So that's a great challenge here. It's one that's happening all the time. I think where some will back away from it, we just embrace it and say, hey, this is what we're going to be good at developing talent.
It's homecoming week, and it's also the seniors' last home game.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk a little bit about what homecoming means to the program, and also what the seniors mean to this program?
Gosh, that's a lot, and I don't think we have enough time to get the full depth of what that is, because there's a richness here of this program and this school that when you can, if you said, okay, I'm going to pick one day to come and try to capture a little bit of what Azusa Pacific's about, that one day is really that homecoming, where you're going to come on the campus, you're going to see generations coming back, generations of people who said, man, I found a real calling here in my time. I found genuine relationships here this time. I found something that I just don't find anywhere else, and that's that sense of belonging, and that's that sense of, I mattered here, and whatever your role in this university is. And and that's what the excitement and the energy about homecoming is, because that is, yes, you have the carnivals, yes, you have the In-N-Out burger trucks, yes, you have the fans and the stands are full, but if you want to capture, you say, I'm looking for a place that will help me become the best version of me, and we're not even obviously far from perfect, but at least we can see the humanity in you and say, okay, you matter, and you're gonna find a sense of belonging, and I think that's just our ethos of our God first mission here, where we're gonna make sure we see everybody, and then on the flip side of it too is that there's going to be challenges here where it's going to at our university that you're going to feel like, man, I connected, because those challenges connect you. Just getting A's in school, that's just pushing paper sometimes. Here at our university, the professors are really connect you to the information to where you're like, man, I metabolize that, and so I think there's great value. Our alumni come back. So now you add on top of it the senior night, where it's a tribute to all of our seniors, and they get a chance to walk in the introduction with their families. And this is going to be a hard one and an exciting one at the both, because there's a lot of deep relationships we have with these seniors. There are a lot of 4-year guys that have come through 4 or 5 years, and we invest so much into the players when they're walking with their families. You get to see them. Oh man, it is so cool. And it's going to be an emotional night, and we just got to make sure it's the right way, because there's just so much energy behind it. But once that ball kicks off, let's go. Light the fires, kick the tires, all those stuff. Let's go. All right, and I'm fired up about this weekend. This is a great weekend. We're also doing a heroes tribute too, to all the local heroes, first responders, military personnel. We're so grateful for what they do, and I think it embodies what this university is about. Is that the society has to engage each other. Society has to jump in there and be willing to help. When you're a party of one in this society, it's just me going on my little tangent. It becomes very lonely. And yeah, you may feel like you have a lot around you as substances or materialism, but it's just you're missing that true sense of what you're created to do, which is to engage, to connect, to build up and make things better. And that's what we want to celebrate those heroes come this Saturday night as well. It's gonna be a packed night.